What's up, everyone? Welcome into Bleacher Talk. I'm Claudia Collins alongside Jordan Spurgeon. It is the off season, but Bleacher Talk is here to stay and giving you all the high school football content and maybe more. We might dive into some basketball, some other sports, but today we're going to continue with some high school football. Spurge.
There's run track. I don't know if that worked or not, but hey, run track. There's gonna be so much track throughout the off season. But yeah, in today's show this week, we've got a lot of great content. Chandler High School has a new head coach, Ty Wisdom, making his way back to the Valley. David Hines, the outgoing AIA executive director, joins us for part one of a two-part series. And Eliav Gabai will have a social spotlight. So without further ado, here's our conversation with Ty Wisdom.
Joining us now, a familiar face if you're familiar with Arizona high school football. We've got head coach of the Chandler Wolves, Ty Wisdom, who's previously a coach at Horizon and then Desert Vista before heading to Nebraska to take on a new coaching job there. So, we know what has happened the last few years with you, but for anybody who doesn't know, what was your time in Nebraska like, and what have you learned from that experience to bring back here to the Wolves?
Yeah, no, it was a great experience. Had tremendous kids, and being from here, it was special to be back. And had the opportunity to coach some really good players. Obviously, we won a state championship this last year, which credit to those guys. But I think deep down, me and my family always we really enjoyed our time in the Valley, and when an opportunity like this comes along, and I can say it was the perfect fit.
Getting into that, so you had the chance to come back out here this year. You played against Basha this season in a tough game, and obviously it sounds like coming back here was sort of on your heart, on your family's heart. When you heard that Coach Garrettson stepped down and that they were looking for a new head coach, what was your initial thoughts? Like, did you reach out? Were you reached out to? How'd that process play out?
Yeah, so I was reached out to by a couple different people, and it was one of those things where you obviously want it to be a fit on both ends, or really the perfect fit. And obviously, like I said, South High School here, where I was at, it was a tremendous job, and it's going to be continue to be a tremendous job. And so it needed to be the perfect fit, and meeting with the administration and the athletic director and the principal there, and some different coaches on campus, and it really seemed like home.
We heard from a very reliable source, our teammate Eric Sorensen, that your interview process or your tour of the school was nearly 4 hours long, which from the sound of it wasn't super typical. So what was it that really, I guess, elongated that experience? And, what was it about sinking your teeth into that and saying, yeah, this is the place that I'm going to call home now?
I think the biggest thing is it's like anywhere, it's the people, right? And anybody that knows Chandler High School, it runs deep. A lot of people, alumni, community, as far as that goes, are really vested into Chandler High School and Chandler football. Just that part of it, that man, this place really means a lot to a lot of people.
What does your spring look like? Like, does it involve moving at a certain time yet? Do you have those kind of figured out? Like, how's figuring that out?
Yeah, it's crazy. So I flew in last, and I was in Arizona all week. Flew in last night. It was -3 when we landed at 10 o'clock. Um, so I was back at school this morning there. The plan is to get down there, obviously as quick as I can. We're just working out a few things right now.
You've had the opportunity to coach at a couple different schools, and I feel like anybody who's had movement in their career and their job, you learn something from each role that you've had. Are there specific things that you think of your time at Horizon, Desert Vista, in Nebraska that you feel like, oh, I've learned this, this, and this here, and that's what you're bringing with you?
Yeah, no question. I think that, like you said, everywhere you go, you learn something, and I think obviously we got to continue to stay on that learning curve. I think that's important. I believe that the number one thing for me is putting a staff together, putting the right people in the right seats. That's the number one thing, and that's what I did this whole last week. I spent roughly 12 hours a day meeting with everybody that was currently on staff, and then also reaching out to people that I've worked with in the past or been recommended, that are looking to coach over at Chandler, and just making sure that's a fit. So number one is putting the right people in the right seats as far as the staff together that are going to get in front of our athletes, and do it in unison. We everything has to be done as a program and together. That's my biggest thing. Is it's not going to be a freshman program, a JV program, and a varsity program. It's going to be a program from the top down. Like I told the kids before. I'm not Sean. I have a tremendous amount of respect for what he did at Chandler, obviously, and then Rick coming in, or Rick being on staff and then taking that over. Just both tremendous people and tremendous coaches. I can't be either of those guys, but my biggest thing is how do we honor the past, putting a tremendous product out, not only on the football field, but in the community, in the classroom, all of those things that kind of go hand in hand in winning. It's just we're going to go to work together, build that trust, build those relationships over time, and then all of a sudden, the thing will explode.
I'm going a little bit deeper on that too. As you're building your staff, what are the qualities you look for? When you look around the Valley, I know it's your rival, Hamilton. You can look at it this year, what Travis Dixon did, bringing in a lot of people with Husky ties, and it seems to be kind of building them in a new direction. You have new schools that are going more for just a different energy. There's guys that might have 35 years of experience, like you had at Micah Mountain, kind of leading a program before retiring. You've got guys that are maybe young and up and coming. What's the balance that you're looking for in building a staff? Ties or new things, all that.
Yeah, I think number one is they need to be vested in your program. Some of those are Chandler ties, right? And then others are sitting down. Obviously, this is the fourth staff that I've built, so there's certain questions that I ask that, I'm looking for specific answers. But biggest thing right now is, they need to be great people, and I want them to be players, coaches, you got to put your ego aside.
Hey, to wrap things up in an effort to just get to know you better and your ties to Arizona, what else outside of football excites you about getting back into the Valley?
Well, it's like I said, it's 16 degrees right now here. So I was there all week, 75, sunny. So we're excited about that. I got 2 young kids and a wife that were swimming all week, out there. And I have a lot of great friends. I really did develop a lot of great relationships inside of football, but also outside of it as well. And I'm not going to lie, I'll be able to play a little bit more golf probably. But no, we're super excited to be back, and what an honor it is to be taking over a program like Chandler High School. And I'm just really looking forward to getting my feet down there and it running with the guys.
Coach, congratulations, and thanks so much for joining us today.
When I started to compete, they told me I should stop. When I came in dead last, they told me I should stop. When colleges didn't recruit me, they told me I should stop. What they didn't know is that I am unstoppable.
Let us help you be unstoppable with your financial goals at desertfinancial.com.
Grit is in you. It's in your passion, your perseverance. It's in every challenge you face and overcome. Grit is in you. It's never in rockin' protein. Never settle.
This is a Santan Ford announcement.
Santan Ford has over 1,600 new cars and trucks in stock. All models are priced for immediate sale to make room for more arrivals. Don't wait. Head to Tim Hoving's Santan Ford in Gilbert.
We are Santan Ford.
Nothing brings people and families together faster than sharing food. Great friends, memories, and good times. For over 2 generations, Valle Luna has served you the food that brought you together, and we've been proud to do so. We're fortunate to have been a part of so many stories, gatherings, and traditions that continue on today and will tomorrow. Start a tradition of your own. Come taste authentic Sonoran-style food with your family and friends here with us at Valle Luna.
Discover more Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino.
Hi, folks. Here are your drinks.
Where having fun means racking up reward credits with the Caesars Rewards loyalty program that can be redeemed for food, free play, hotel stays, and more. Not only here in the city of Maricopa, but also at more than 50 Caesars properties coast to coast. From Harrah's Las Vegas to Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. What are you waiting for? Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino, the official sponsor of Play.
Hi, I'm Jody Jackson. I spend a lot of time on the baseball diamond, but my favorite diamonds are right here at E.D. Marshall Jewelers. They have the largest selection of beautiful diamonds in every size, shape, color, and price. Hit a home run this season with the perfect engagement ring. Come on, fellas, get off the bench and visit E.D. Marshall Jewelers at Scottsdale Road and Shea Boulevard. Since 1971, E.D. Marshall Jewelers. Best quality, best selection, and best price.
When I started to compete, they told me I should stop. When I came in dead last, they told me I should stop. When colleges didn't recruit me, they told me I should stop. What they didn't know is that I am unstoppable.
CFA champion, Anthony Rowe.
Let us help you be unstoppable with your financial goals at desertfinancial.com.
Welcome back into Bleacher Talk. I'm Jordan Spurgeon alongside Claudia Collins, and joining us from Florida right now for some meetings, we've got AIA Executive Director David Hines. So David, it's your final semester as the AIA Executive Director. You know, in the time that you've served in this role, and later on in this interview, I'd like to, maybe get some more background from before. What have you learned about yourself or about high school sports, or what's been the rewarding parts for you?
Well, I think as far as, what I've learned from myself is, really we've had an opportunity to put together a great staff that have been very, very helpful. And in my role, it's been outstanding to work with some really, really good athletic directors, principals, superintendents, school board members. They're just some really great people, and I think they give us the impetus every day to be of service to them, what we can do to help them. And I think that we've been able to do, whatever they ask, and it's been a privilege to do that. Obviously, high school sports are changing. From when I started, it's way different. And the things that are going on and affect kids today. But I still think the bottom line, it's about the kids. The kids really haven't changed. Some of their environment and some of the things around them have changed. But we do what we do because we're trying to give kids opportunities. It's a little bit more of a challenge for them nowadays. But I think that our kids are producing at a very high level, probably some of the highest level we've ever had in Arizona now. And we see some of that success by the kids that move on to the next level and even the next level after that.
I'm curious, when you were a teenager or college age, where did you see yourself in the future? And how does this, maybe, if it wasn't exactly what you were thinking, fit into the same criteria of where you thought you might be in your career?
Well, I actually was fortunate because when I was in high school, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to coach. And so I had some great coaches that were very good mentors for me. And so my whole goal was to just coach some football, coach some track. That's what I wanted to do. And for about 20 years after that, that's what I did. But then as you kind of grow and you accomplish some of the goals that you want, or fortunate to accomplish some of those, you get to the point you go, okay, what's next? And so I felt like I had met the goals that I wanted when I was coaching, and then I would like to do some in athletic administration. So I moved into the athletic director world and did that for 12 years. retired from the school system once and decided, I was asked if I would join the association and help do some of the tournament coordinators. And so I said, yeah, that's what I'd like to do. I did not have a goal or even think that I would be running the association at that time. Just opportunities came up, and I've been fortunate enough to enjoy those times.
What does it take to be the executive director? Because you touched on it. The kids are the same. The goal is the same. Environments, social media, all that's a lot different now. So what does it really take to do what you've been able to do over the last few years?
A lot of adjusting. You have to have patience. I think the other thing is you've got to really kind of understand the environment that we live in. And, there's always things that we can adjust to and move on to. However, we still have the goal that high school sports are educational in nature. They're not a for-profit entity. And so trying to protect the education base has been probably the biggest challenge. When you start throwing in what you're allowed to do at the collegiate level, obviously those things people think they need to filter down to the high school. As I'm at meetings now with the 50 executive directors across the country, we talk today, what are the challenges that we have? And they are all the same. Transfers, NIL, things that everybody has come up with, that the NC2A is dealing with and having a hard time trying to monitor. How would we even, first of all, we're not interested in going that direction, but if things eventually get there, how do you control that or give our schools the opportunity to be successful in a different environment?
I feel like you kind of touched on it a little bit, but I'm curious, what are one of the bigger challenges you faced in your role that became one of, in your opinion, the biggest successes?
COVID. COVID was a big one because there was no game plan. There was no blueprint. There was nothing. We had to start really from scratch. I really admire our sports medicine committee, because they're the ones that really came up, the docs and athletic trainers came up with our protocol and process of which we needed to follow, which I thought they did a great job with. That, yeah, we did have to sit out a semester when the governor kind of shut everything down.
When I started to compete, they told me I should stop. When I came in dead last, they told me I should stop. When colleges didn't recruit me, they told me I should stop. What they didn't know is that I am unstoppable.
Let us help you be unstoppable with your financial goals at desertfinancial.com.
Kick off the model year-end savings at Bird's Volkswagen. Final 24 Tiguans are on sale. 0% for 60 months and $2,000 bonus cash. For final Jettas, only $22,935. Kick off your model year at Bird's Volkswagen, Baseline and Country Club.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
Now bust a move, bust a move, bust a move.
Grit is in you. It's in your passion, your perseverance. It's in every challenge you face and overcome. Grit is in you. It's never in Rockin' Protein. Never settle.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
Welcome back into Bleacher Talk. I'm Claudia Collins alongside Jordan Spurgeon, and it would not be a Bleacher Talk episode, even in the off season, if we didn't have Eliav Gabay with us for our social spotlight segment. And don't be fooled, there is a lot going on in the off season. I maybe even like it even more for social spotlight because it really just brings us back into the loop of what's going on this time of year. So Eliav, what is going on this time of year?
Claudia, I love the bold pick. I love it. Off season, most people are social spotlight mid-season lovers, but off season, I love it. I brought the beard because we're switching it up for the off season, especially for social spotlight, starting with this doesn't change, showing love to our alums. We've been waiting for this one basically all year. Perry's Brock Purdy to Corona del Sol's Ricky Pearsall for a touchdown. And Spurge, I know Ricky's been through a lot this year. It's really special to see this connection.
Yeah, to see them be able to do that. I mean, Ricky Pearsall, obviously the story coming out before the season, being shot in a robbery attempt, and the fact that he was able to get back on the field this year and look pretty productive down the line. They had a rough year, and Brock had a rough year, but it was a team that had some of the most injuries in the NFL. So still plenty going on in San Francisco with some alums like Brock Purdy and Ricky Pearsall, and expect them to be back playing January, maybe February football again next year. I know it's not happening this year, but next time we'll see them a little later.
Now, this next post, one of the best names I've seen on Twitter, Richard Cheese, coming with the bread for this tweet. Jed Fish at Washington, obviously formerly at Arizona, brought DeMond Williams along with him. And after a wonderful Sun Bowl performance from DeMond, 26 of 32, 374 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, battled back from an early pick six, which we all know that shows his mentality. And we know he is mature beyond his years.
Couldn't be luckier to have a chance to coach him. He came with us. And we're going to do everything we can to get him to New York City one day. And we're going to do everything we can to get him the first round pick. And to do that, I'm going to commit all of our resources and me to him and our staff. And I know that we're going to surround him with great players. And I just wanted him to know how proud I was of him.
Claudia, we know DeMond well. That's really powerful to hear.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we look surprised? Because we probably
Right.
surprised because we're not surprised, right? This is exactly what we expected to see DeMond do. There's a lot of talk. I mean, I feel like Arizona, we have so many amazing high school quarterbacks, but DeMond's one of those guys that we were saying he's going to be even better in college. Sometimes we think, okay, this is a really good high school quarterback. How's it going to translate? There was no question of that with DeMond. And honestly, I think a smart move to follow Jed Fish. It worked out for him. And that can be tricky. I mean, I talk recruiting all the time, and when there's coaching carousel changes, it's confusing for players. And I get that, but he's the one who recruited you. So yeah, it makes sense to, I guess, jump ship, we'll call it, and head over to Washington, and it's paying off big time. But to be fair, I think DeMond would be pretty successful in just about any program in the country.
I think that's very fair to say. And listen, when the captain jumped ship, maybe you got to bring your crew with you, and that's what he did this time. And that boat is sailing, Claudia. Now, the last one here, defending champ, Desert Edge. You wonder, why are they so good every year? You wonder, what's the key? What are one of the keys? Well, we talk about this endlessly. 2 sport performances help, and that grind is big. Check it out. Field work after track. After track. That means they had practice and then practice again. Spurge, this is how you win rings.
Football guys, run track. Run track, run track, run track. You're going to hear us probably every episode throughout the offseason talk about track, and baseball and basketball and wrestling, whatever kind of floats your boat there. But track specifically, it just translates so well to the football field. Whether you're a lineman, whether you're a receiver, whether you're a quarterback, doesn't matter. Just run track, do other things. The weights are great. 7-on-7 has its place. Go run track. That's all I got to say. Go do it. Desert Edge continues to be a successful program because of the talent they bring in, but then the way they develop, and every single one of those guys become some of the best athletes, not just football players, because they all run track.
That's all we got for the first off-season Social Spotlight.
Eliav, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you all next time on Bleacher Talk.
When I started to compete, they told me I should stop. When I came in dead last, they told me I should stop. When colleges didn't recruit me, they told me I should stop. What they didn't know is that I am unstoppable.
Let us help you be unstoppable with your financial goals at desertfinancial.com.
Let's talk about Venezia's Pizzeria, New York style pizza. Oh man, this looks so good. Pizza doughs made fresh daily, wings, subs, sandwiches, pasta. They cater, they deliver. They have 5 Valley locations. Venezia's New York style pizzeria.
Visit us at Harrah's Auction Casino in the city of Maricopa, where you'll find play for all and friendly people ready to welcome you like family.
Welcome back, you two.
As the official sponsor of Play and the only casino in Arizona with Caesars Rewards, see what a difference it makes to play where your fun is our top priority. Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all.
Nothing brings people and families together faster than sharing food. Great friends, memories, and good times. For over 2 generations, Valle Luna has served you the food that brought you together, and we've been proud to do so. We're fortunate to have been a part of so many stories, gatherings, and traditions that continue on today and will tomorrow. Start a tradition of your own. Come taste authentic Sonoran-style food with your family and friends here with us at Valle Luna.
Grit is in you. It's in your passion, your perseverance. It's in every challenge you face and overcome. Grit is in you. It's never in rockin' protein. Never settle.